What up, big dog? How you living, gangster? Man, I'm tired of shit. It's been a long, stressful fucking week. But we here now. We're doing something a bit different today, bruh. This video suggestion popped on my feed. Biblical $20 rule that will change how you see money forever. Now, I'm gonna tell you why this shit intrigued me. How are you going to mix the Bible with money when majority of religious people associate money with evil? Let's go.
Most people think they need a miracle amount of money to change their financial life. But in God's economy, transformation often begins with something so small it almost feels foolish. Most people think they need a miracle amount of money to change their financial life. But in God's economy, transformation often begins with something so small it almost feels foolish. Imagine discovering that just $20, less than the cost of a family meal, could shift not only your bank account, but also your mindset, your habits, and your faith. Sounds too simple. That's exactly why it works. For years, I struggled financially while reading the same Bible that talks about wisdom, stewardship, and abundance. The problem wasn't that God wasn't blessing me, it was that I didn't have the structure to receive, protect, and multiply what He was giving. Then I learned a simple biblical habit that rewired my thinking about money forever. This is not about get-rich-quick tricks. It's about creating a rhythm that honors God, builds discipline, and sets you up for both provision and multiplication. It works whether you're deep in debt, running a small business.
Man, get to the point, bro. What is going on? I hate when they do this shit. They just drag the whole shit along.
Or earning six figures. The principle is the same, and it's been in scripture for thousands of years. Today I'm going to show you exactly what this rule is, why it works, and how you can start applying it right now. No complicated systems, no risky investments, just a faithful, repeatable habit that will change the way you see money for the rest of your life. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Why God uses small things to spark the smallest actions to bring about the greatest transformation.
将来のビジネスタイル。
大量資金を蓄えたい。そんなあなたはスーパーホテルの支配人へ。レッツゴー。
Yet he took down Goliath.
What is this bullshit, bro?
Or the boy in John 6, who handed over 5 loaves and 2 fish, feeding thousands. These moments aren't just miracles. They're divine lessons that small, consistent acts in the right direction.
Man, what the hell is this man talking about, bro?
Finances. When it comes to money, many believe they need a massive windfall or some once-in-a-lifetime investment to get ahead. But the Bible repeatedly shows that God delights in starting with little. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Zechariah 4:10. That means your financial breakthrough might not come from a big paycheck, but from a small, God-led habit you never considered powerful. In business, we often talk about momentum, and momentum doesn't require a huge push, just a consistent one. Think about compound interest in the financial markets. Starting with $20 might seem laughable, but over time, with discipline, it snowballs. The same principle works in kingdom economics. God blesses stewardship, and stewardship begins with what's in your hand right now, not what you wish you had. The truth is, small commitments train your character. If you can't be faithful with $20, how can you expect to manage $2,000 or $200,000? Luke 16:10 is clear. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right? The biblical $20 rule that will change the way you see money forever. I don't know what this man is talking about. He's talking about Luke, he's talking about Matthew, he's talking about Peter. He even, at some point, I'm pretty sure he said he knew Jesus somewhere in here. But I don't, what's the $20 rule? What is it?
With much, God uses these small tests as a filter to see who can handle greater responsibility in both business and life. And here's the part most people miss. Small financial steps are not just practical, they're spiritual training. Every time you intentionally set aside a small amount, you're aligning your heart away from impulse and towards purpose. It's not just about saving money, it's about building trust between you and God. That's why, before you ever jump into big investments, high return ventures, or business expansions, it's wise to let God teach you through small, manageable acts. Because when you embrace the little things, you're preparing for the much bigger shifts He's about to bring into your financial journey. And that's where the $20 rule truly begins to make sense. What the biblical $20 rule is and how to apply it. The biblical $20 rule is as simple as it sounds, but don't let that simplicity fool you. Every time you receive income, whether from your job, your business, or even an unexpected blessing, You set aside $20 into a separate account. This account is not for spending, not for emergencies, and not for just in case. It's for building the habit of honoring God with disciplined stewardship. Think of it like the gleaning principle from Leviticus 19, 9 to 10, where God told his people to leave the part of the harvest for the poor and the stranger. It was a physical, tangible way of showing discipline, generosity, and trust. Your $20 may not be feeding someone else today, but it is training your spirit to handle money with intentionality. To apply it, you start with a fresh savings account, something separate from your regular checking. Give it a name that inspires you. Kingdom Growth Fund, the Storehouse, or even Faith and Finances.
All right.
The point is to make.
So, I started by really doubting it, but I'm getting into it right now. I'm not gonna lie, this shit is kind of making sense, bruh. Like, it's making real sense. If you could do that and just forget about it, that's real bread.
It's special, so you feel a sense of purpose every time you transfer money into it. Don't automate this process. Do it manually. The act of physically moving that $20 from one account to another will keep you aware of the discipline you're building. It's like tithing. Part of the blessing is in the act of giving, not just in the result. If you get paid bi-weekly, that's $40 a month. If you own a business and receive payments more often, the habit will grow faster. And if you can, choose a threshold. Maybe you only do it on weeks you make over a certain amount, $500 in commissions, $1,000 in sales, or when your business hits a specific profit margin. The point is not the $20 itself, but the consistency and awareness that God is in the middle of your financial flow. Once you start practicing this rule, something happens. That small pile of money becomes a visible reminder that you can make progress without strain. It's not about the amount, it's about the faithfulness. And when faithfulness becomes second nature, you'll be ready for the deeper spiritual and financial rewards that follow.
Talking.
The spiritual power of setting aside a portion of what you earn. From Genesis to Revelation, God makes it clear. How you handle the first portion of what you receive reveals the condition of your heart. Proverbs 3:9 says, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops." While the $20 rule isn't a replacement for tithing, it operates under the same principle. Setting something apart on purpose trains you to see money as a tool, not a master. This active.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got into this with a rebellious mindset, cause I'm like, religion can be a sensitive topic for me sometimes. So I honestly got into this on some smoke shit. I'm about to debunk some bullshit this motherfucker that talking about. He's spitting games, bro. He ain't lying. Like when you really think about it, that's true discipline. If you can set like a certain amount every single time you get paid, and it's true, at some point you do this shit for like 2-3 years, you gonna have enough bread in this account, and at some point, it's just like he said, at some point you're gonna start seeing money as a tool, because it's like that. Man, I was just thinking about this shit, bro. Like how I'm busting my ass trying to make sure I do this shit right for my kids, because bro, it's a lot of shit that you don't gotta do. It's a lot of shit that you're not forced to do when you straight financially, bro. I was just thinking about this, cause I'm like, look, if I can make sure that each one of my kids got a really good start, like, you know what I'm saying? Each one of them, once they get introduced to that shit called life, I could set them with a crib, some bread. It's a lot of shit they won't have to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like, bro, once you have money, you understand. Once you have some bread, how do I put this? When you have money, life is much more enjoyable, because when you don't have to worry about, oh, how am I gonna be able to pay this bill next month? How is this gonna be taken care of? Once you don't have to worry, once you don't have to stress about bills and shit, life becomes much more how do you say that, peaceful, bruh. Like, you just do what you feel like doing, you know what I'm saying? And then you don't gotta let motherfuckers talk to you certain kind of way too, bruh. Cause what I realized, bro, I know like I'm completely far off the subject, but I'm flowing right now. Let me go. What I realized though is that bruh, at some when you don't have money, right, in your search of money, when you don't come from money, in your search of it, it's a lot of shit that you will have to tolerate. Had you had some bread in your pocket, you wouldn't go for that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, being broke kind of take a toll on you, bro. Like, on some real shit, being broke take a toll on you, because it's a lot of shit that you're gonna have to let slide, a lot of shit that you're gonna have to tolerate, and a lot, you're gonna take a lot of hit on your pride too. Now, I'm not saying that having money you won't take hit on your pride, but you once you have the bread, you can limit this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I got money, I don't gotta deal with your bullshit, fuck off. But if you don't got the bread, bro, you just gonna have to take it, fool. So if you take anything out of me rambling, bro, make sure your pockets are straight. Like, I mean, don't try to do this shit overnight or some shit, but bro, make sure your pockets are straight at some point in your life. If you gotta start planning now, 2 to 5 years from now, bro, nigga, put up a plan. 2 to 3 years from now, 4 or 5 years from now, nigga, put up a plan. Start this shit now. 4 or 5 years from now, bro, you can wake up and take a fucking breathe. You can, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can wake up and not fucking having to worry about where am I gonna sleep today, or what my kids gonna eat, or like, no, bro, just set up a fucking plan, my nigga, so you can set your shit straight. That's all. And you don't gotta have plenty of money, just have a few $1,000s saved, bro, and you're gonna be alright.
Isn't just about saving, it's about obedience. Every time you move that $20, you're reminding yourself that money doesn't control you. In a culture obsessed with instant gratification, pausing to set something aside is a spiritual act of resistance.
One could argue. You say when you set the money aside, money doesn't control you, but in fact, you're setting the money aside, at some point you're gonna use it. So it's still controlling you, really, because at some point you're gonna need it. Because you're not just setting it aside and you're never gonna use it. At some point, all this bread that you'll be putting aside, you're gonna use it for something. So I see your point, but it's arguable.
It's telling your flesh, we don't spend everything we touch, and telling your spirit, we're aligning with kingdom priorities. Financially, this habit builds margin. Spiritually, it builds trust. God often uses these small margins as a seedbed for bigger blessings.
Imagine being able to build an app.
Man, I feel like I done rambled too much in this damn video, and I don't want to make it too long, bro, because once them shit start passing like 12, 15, 16 minutes, like, you just losing everybody interest. So we're gonna cut it short here, bro. I'm just gonna do this. If I get 20 likes on this video, I'll do a part 2. I'm gonna start doing that now, because since I have about 5 or 10 people that's been watching me consecutively, let's say if all 10 of y'all give me a like on this video, that means you made it to the end. That means I really fucking appreciate you that you stuck through. But yeah, I get 5 likes. Shit, nah, fuck 5, not 5, 10 likes. Yeah, 10 likes. If I get 10 likes, I'll do a part 2. Until then, peace out.